我啥也不是，
我啥不是，
我就是大笨蛋，
我啥不是，
我是大笨蛋。
我是黑鬼，自杀鸡。
So in recent years, there has been a disturbing trend that has emerged on Chinese social media platforms. So for those of you who don't know, China's internet is totally separated from the rest of the world. In China, all foreign apps, I mean all international apps that basically everyone else uses, apps like WhatsApp, YouTube, Google, any app that you can think of is completely blocked in China. They use their own versions of everything basically. So it goes without saying that these Chinese alternatives are extremely localized. They are mostly in Chinese and they cater exclusively to Chinese audiences. Now the type of content I'll be dissecting today is a trend where Chinese content creators deliberately seek out the poorest communities in Africa, and once they are in these villages, they get the villagers to make all manner of content. So today I'm going to talk about a subgenre of this type of content that I find especially disturbing, something that I've been seeing for years now. These are videos that feature children, African children. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you are going to see that this topic is something that is very far from my niche, and it is something that I really don't want to talk about, but nobody has really been drawing attention to this problem. I know that the BBC has made a documentary about this before, but I don't know why nobody else has brought attention to it ever since. It is kept going, and honestly I don't even know why such content is popular in the first place. So since nobody is bringing attention to this unique content, I might as well just bite the bullet and talk about it. So because it is a very tough topic to dissect and I don't want this video to be very long, so I'm going to make a tier system, tier 1 to 5. Tier 1 is the borderline okay, not okay type of content, up to tier 5 where really somebody needs to be tracked down and arrested. So starting at tier 1, we are going to look at the genre of rage baiting, but with kids, black kids to be specific. There are two types of content that I want to talk about here. The first type are these rage baiting videos where a Chinese person, usually a woman, has a black child with them, like a child that is clearly black, monoracial black, not mixed, and they claim that this child is their own child. Now at first glance, this type of content seems really harmless. It seems pretty innocent. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you go in the comment section of those types of videos, the only word that I can think of to describe the things that you are 100% guaranteed to see in those comments is vile. We are going to watch a few of these videos in a minute, but before that, let's talk about the second type of rage baiting videos using black kids. So these are the channels of people who don't really go to Africa per se. They don't post anything original. They take content from other platforms that are mainstream platforms like YouTube, Instagram. They take those videos of black kids from the internet, usually babies, and then they repost them on the Chinese internet. Again, very innocent. It's not like there's something wrong with reposting a video of a baby, but two interesting things: the caption of said video and the comment section of those videos. And I don't know why saying horrible things like that. You want to kill a baby, you want to kick a baby, all sorts of horrible things. I don't know why it is socially acceptable, but apparently on Chinese social media it just is, given that the baby is black. But any other baby, now you cannot say that, people will come for you. But if the baby is black, anything flies. And even more than that, I cannot fathom why on a video that has been viewed by hundreds and thousands of people, not even one person found this behavior abnormal and thought to call it out. You know, one of the things I got to appreciate about YouTube after I moved to China was that even though there were some negative types of content out there, there will be some people in the comments calling it out. It's one of the things that you cannot find on social media platforms in China. So in tier 2, I'm going to talk about two types of videos. The first type is when a grown person, a fully grown human being, has a channel full of videos where he's just chasing after black babies. These are channels where you can find videos upon videos upon videos of African kids just running away, terrified. And these are kids that are probably out playing because there is usually no adult around. So in Africa, if you're not from Africa, it's just something that is culturally normal for kids to go out by themselves and play in the streets because usually nothing happens, right? They are safe. They go, they play the whole day and they come back. When I was a kid, we used to do that also. We would go out the whole day and play and come back for dinner. And our parents would never worry about us because we were safe. Nobody would take advantage of us. We were just kids playing. That is how it is in most African societies, especially in the rural areas. But then now there are these people who are coming in and taking advantage of that culture. And these content creators, they go where these kids are playing and they are chasing these kids around with cameras, and these kids are running, they are terrified, and sometimes there is no context, and on other videos there is commentary, which leads me to the second type of videos that I'm going to put in tier 2. So these are videos where a Chinese person is just cussing out a child in Chinese. Of course, the child doesn't understand. And sometimes these are children with their parents around, and the parent also doesn't understand it either. These types of videos are so popular for some reason, though I don't get why. Who in their right mind enjoys watching children being degraded and cussed out in a language that they don't even understand? In tier 3, I'm going to talk about people who sell videos, especially those personalized videos. So happy birthday or happy anniversary, those kind of videos. Like for an example, the guy who was in the BBC documentary, he would go and take these kids out of school and he would spend the whole day with them, making them to make all sorts of videos. And most of those videos he would monetize. Some of these videos are personalized videos that people buy for hundreds of yuan, and these kids, they are not getting paid anything. And he gets these kids to do all this kind of things. And sometimes the parents, of course, he would tell them that I'm a Chinese teacher, I'm teaching them Chinese, and yet these kids, they didn't even speak any Chinese, right? So it's just basically using those kids for content. When the parents started seeing that something fishy is really going on, he would follow these kids to school and get them out of school, give them some candy or something, and make them film hours and hours and hours of footage which he will in turn sell in China and make a lot of money. I mean, this guy in the BBC documentary, he was going all out. He was making these kids massage his feet. He was making them do all sorts of labor for him. He was a king. He was living like a king. And the parents were not aware of it, which is probably what is happening with all of these videos that we are seeing on Chinese social media platforms. The parents are most likely not aware of what is going on with their children, which is really sad. It's a problem that is so difficult to address because these videos, they're not being posted on mainstream social media. They are being posted in a country where the social media platforms that are used are exclusively for that country. So like people outside cannot see exactly what is going on. So these people are doing all of these things and they're getting away with it. Now for tier 4, these are videos where a grown person tells kids to say things that are degrading to themselves and black people as a whole. You know, this is just, I don't even know what to say about this. Tier 5. Tier 5 is where it gets infuriating. You know, there are videos of grown men touching on young kids, videos of grown men slapping babies, beating up other people's kids. But what is really disturbing about this type of content is the things that people are saying in the comment section. Like, you see a video of a grown man slapping a baby, throwing a pillow on a baby that is just lying there. And I don't know where the mother is. Like, how can you trust a stranger in your house with a baby? I don't know what relationship he has with the mother, or maybe like he's just a stranger who came in. I don't know what is going on. But how can people watch a video of a grown man doing this to a baby and they don't even condemn it? In fact, they encourage it, and the comments are just vile and nobody's calling it out. Like, how is this? How? I don't even know. Like, how? I don't even know where to start. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I am being sensitive, but
I have fucking enough. This shit pissed me off. I woke up to the worst fucking thing imaginable. This is exactly why when people talk to me about things and words being words, this is what happens when you have unchecked racism. No one checks these people. I will say this much. The problem with Africans versus blacks wouldn't let this shit slide. Africans would have, made an excuse for it and say that it's a-okay and it's fine. Someone like this woman had to, speak up because she feels a certain way. And by the way, you're not fucking sensitive. You should be fine with that. You are doing the right thing. You're supposed to be reacting this way. But this is what happens when unchecked racism happens on a casual daily basis. But I guess when you're being overprotective over a word or you're doing a little bit too much, oh, you're just being sensitive. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck off. Nothing's sensitive about this. This is what happens when no one checks people outside of their race. That's why when I always say this, black people, and I have always said this, but I haven't said it to y'all. So now I'll tell you, the children had to fight for the parents. Black people being the children and Africans being the parents. Basically, it's literally that equivalent of Hey Arnold's Helga episode with her mom. And her mom is incompetent. And she doesn't do anything. She doesn't know what she's doing. She gets lost in a desert. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you watch Hey Arnold when you were a kid. But literally, that is what I'm fucking talking about. It is so vile and twisted that they have subsections for what they do to Africans. I just feel like if the Nigerian government does something, checks these people, something better would happen. That's why I'm so glad that I'm like immediately ready to cut off people because they're being instantly racist. Like, I don't even give a flying fuck if you're talking about freedom of speech and all this and all that. Like, man, shut the fuck up. I don't care about your freedom of speech and you talking about how it's unfair that you're suppressing me and all this shit. That's why with Chud the Builder, there's a reason why. Everyone is supremely obsessed with African people. The whole generation wise. Both black and African people. Like, everyone thinks about us on a very weird daily basis. And that's not wrong. It's not a lie. So when people talk about statistics, there's tons of statistics that can be brung up multiple times. And I would still be in this, still right for this little situation I brung up. But statistically, no one's not going to talk about it. Knowing them. It didn't happen. Show the proof. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to show proof. Like, you can search it up on the internet. There's multiple different places that have it. But all right, I guess I could be wrong. But I'm telling you, bro, it's literally not a lie. Every time when Africans and black people are literally the only ones not thinking about racism, people will try to bring up that we're the most racist people, like trying to have a counter argument for that shit, which makes no sense. Literally and figuratively, it's so stupid. The hatred for us is ridiculous. And Chud the Builder proved that for the rest of us. It's not about the Constitution. It's about what I can enable. If it means harming black people on a daily basis just for the fuck of it, yeah, they would do it. Everyone would do it. If it was legal like back then, yeah, no one would allow us to fight. Yeah, no. I swear, I feel bad for most of you Africans. I wish you guys were like your children. Us. I wish you guys were bold enough to say something about this shit and say no more. This is happening on your side. You're the parents. You should be stronger. You should be bold enough to say we're done with this, like we did. We had to assert our dominance. We had to let them know we're not some pushovers, that they would keep being harmed during history. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all sorts of inspirational figures. Your children changed the world for you. Now it's time for you to pick up the mantle and stop allowing people to kick you in the nuts. Stop allowing other random races to kick you in the nuts, bro. You guys do this every time. I'm mad at you. I'm actually genuinely pissed. I'm disgusted at you. And I'm disgusted at people in China approving of this and finding it funny. I'm disgusted with this. But no one is going to punish them. I know what it is. This is going to keep happening, and they're going to act like this didn't happen. This is just made up. It's all an illusion. This is exactly why I always home checking people for their racism. I don't care if it's sensitivity or not. I'm grateful if I'm sensitive over these topics. I'm okay with that. Literally and figuratively, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to say that I'm not. I don't like people who are racist. I don't care what your excuse is. Yeah, y'all. This is what I'm exactly fucking talking about too. We gotta let this shit, we gotta let the world know that Africans need more help than ever. People are gonna keep abusing them over and over and over and over again, and they're just not gonna do anything. They're gonna let it happen. Seriously, this is the proof. Literally, the parents left their children to be with these people that are abusing them and beating on them. That's not okay. And using them for content on top of that, like feeding some underground Chinese website or some shit that basically obsesses over beating on black people, or basically African people. This is not okay. Like, seriously. Something needs to be done. African parents, Africans in general, be like your children. We gave you the mantle. We paved the way for you. We did the work. We were the Helga and the Hey Arnold. And you were, what was her name? Margaret? I don't even remember the character's name. We were Helga. You guys were Helga's mom. It's time for you to step up and be parents. Do something about it. Stop sitting here and allowing behaviors to keep going down. Yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hi, I'm Lucy Christian. I am the voice of Otako Uraraka, and you should subscribe to Neusxanity's channel. Peace out!